And we all love a good story. Most of us love a good scary story. So take that love and desire to be scared and bottle it into a half-hour episodic series so we can be scared on a regular basis. So with that said, it's time for another Stalgia-Trip as we take another trip down memory lane for a look back at Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You Afraid of the Dark is a horror anthology series for kids that originally aired from August of 1992 to April of 1996 for a total of 65 episodes. The basic premise of each episode saw a group of kids collectively known as the Midnight Society come together around a campfire in the woods to each tell the group a scary story. Every episode of the show would be bookended by the Midnight Society themselves. They would meet in the woods and one member would build the theme of their story and declare submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, followed by the title of their story, or throwing midnight dust, actually coffee mate, into the fire.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. We call this story The Tale of Cutter's Treasure.
The show would then shift to the story itself, shown to the viewer played out by different actors in each episode. Once the story had been told, the scene comes back to the society. One member of the group would declare that the meeting of the Midnight Society closed and pour a red bucket of water onto the fire to douse the flames, because of course fire safety is very important. The group would then depart until their next meeting. Now the members of the Midnight Society changed throughout the series, but each would have distinct personalities and lives, and their stories they told reflected those. Such as Gary, whose interest in magic would see magic become a recurring theme in his stories, or Sam, who had a crush on Gary and her stories reflected themes of love and its endurance even after death.
Some of us tell stories of adventure. Others have tales of the macabre and grotesque. Some tell stories about real people trapped in an unreal world, or heroes searching for the truth.
The cast themselves would change and evolve over time. Names like Joanna Garcia, Ross Hull, Rachel Blanchard and Daniel DeSanto all appeared in the show amongst many, many others. Are You Afraid of the Dark was created by American producer and writer DJ McHale and was a co-production between Montreal-based CNR Films and Nickelodeon. A pilot episode titled The Tale of the Twisted Claw was first broadcast in Canada on YTV quite aptly on Halloween of 1990 before the full series debuted on Nickelodeon's Snick in the August of 1992. As mentioned earlier, it ran for 5 seasons from 92 to 96 for 65 episodes to great ratings and great reception, and was a popular show for us kids and was one of my first introductions to horror along with Goosebumps. Goosebumps is on my list. The show came to its first end in April of 96 and was off the air for 3 years before being revived in 1999 for 2 more seasons of a total of 26 episodes on the Nickelodeon Family Channel. Ross Hull returned as Tucker with a new Midnight Society, including, before she became famous as Jack Bauer's always in the wrong place at the wrong time daughter Kim Bauer, Alicia Cuthbert as Megan. Are You Afraid of the Dark became a regular watch for kids and tweens in the 90s. Matt Mellis wrote that kids were old enough to stay up, but not old enough to stay out, so they spent their evenings huddled around the TV pretending not to be scared by that week's tale. Now those kids staying up late at home to watch could relate to the kids in the show. There were kids who were outcasts, new kids, kids going through rough times, rival siblings, kids dealing with their parents divorcing or in a death in a family. Kids with problems that we at home could relate to. Series creator DJ McHale said, "I wanted stories about real kids who were facing real challenges that had nothing to do with the supernatural situations they ended up in. But I'd like to believe that by depicting kids taking charge of difficult situations, it opened up kid viewers to the ideas that they aren't powerless in their own lives." Are You Afraid of the Dark was also highly praised for its diversity. It was nominated for an NAACP Image Award in 1996. Again, from DJ McHale, "I write about kids who find themselves in challenging situations and ultimately solve the problems themselves, no matter their sex, race, or age. We wanted to depict a wide variety of stories, characters, and situations. It was all about diversity. We didn't play to stereotypes." As well as its diversity, it has been praised for helping create a generation of feminist horror fans by showing that girls can be the heroes just as much as the boys can. Now, despite its popularity, the show came to an end after the second season of its revival and was off the air for nearly 20 years until it saw a second revival of 3 episodes in 2019 on Nickelodeon, and they can also be seen on the streaming site Paramount+, as can the 6-episode second season, with the 3rd season on the way to the streaming site that was shown on Nickelodeon earlier this year. Even with its popularity, little to no merchandise has ever been released, at least not any that I can find, despite my extensive research, which definitely was not just Wikipedia. I also looked on IMDb as well. Although the show did receive a release of every season in the US, and the 6th and 7th seasons were released on DVD in the UK, because of course we didn't care about the first 5 seasons at all. But every episode can be found on the official Are You Afraid of the Dark YouTube channel, coincidentally right here on YouTube. Were you a fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark? If so, let's reminisce in the comments below. While you're down there, why not do those wonderful YouTube things I'm supposed to ask you to do, like, sharing and subscribing. As always, it's hugely appreciated when you do. I'm not gonna hate you if you don't. It's your life, you do you. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of your fellow humans, and I will catch you all in the next one.